Went shopping with my sister, and the girls have all the funny pun shirts like exercise? Did you mean extra fries? All you need, and donut worry. I want to lift my weights while looking great, not have a plain black shirt or some skull design. Where are such shirts for men? I guess that's the price of having pockets. Story 1. This is a larger problem with men's clothes in general. Buying clothes for my son, it's all the most boring superhero stuff, or it's blue, green, or gray. That's it. Girls' clothes? Do you? Adult men's clothes? Same deal. Pick up any clothing catalog. It's mostly attractive women's clothes, then a couple of pages of completely boring men's clothes in uninspiring patterns or colors. And I'm very tall, and believe me, tall men's clothes are even worse. They save the most generic clothes for tall men. Story 2. When the class I go to has you use the mini bands that are made of silicone or latex, they go on the arms or legs. Girls get yoga pants and leggings. Here I am with marks all over my leg hair. Sweatpants are too warm. I could do without the puns unless they're good. I don't have the arms for full tank tops though. Story 3. Sounds like a possible business opportunity. Why not look into starting your own clothing brand online? If you feel that strongly about it, I'm sure other people do too. Story 4. Check out rash guards for martial arts. They are made for sports, and there are all types of crazy graphics. For example, you can explore them on various websites. Story 5. The only thing close I ever saw for men was those shirts that change color when wet, presumably with sweat, that say, "Now I can go home," or something like that. No clue why men don't have the funny ones. Shame, honestly. Story 6. My Little Pony. First off, it's likely to be a child's shirt, so it will be tight and show off everything. Second, who is going to want to mess with the crazy guy wearing the children's My Little Pony shirt to work out? Story 7. You can usually find a silly shirt or 2 or 3 like that at Walmart, and the best part is that they are usually only around $5 as opposed to the $15 minimum you would find for a women's top like that. Story 8. I don't know, man. If you look hard enough, you might find some absolute classics such as Sun's Out, Guns Out, Train Insane, or Eat, Sleep, Lift, Repeat. Story 9. I would love to see more men embracing women's clothing. Such an awful double standard. Women have so much variety available in their clothes, and no one thinks twice about a woman wearing a man's clothes. I shop from both women's and men's sections all the time, especially when I want a shirt that's longer to go over leggings. Story 10. I mean, I'm not sure if you're serious about wanting shirts with lame girly quotes on them, but most dudes under 30 get their gym apparel from trendy Instagram brands or larger ones like Jed North, Alphalete, or Gymshark. They have really nice clothes for the gym, not just basic white t-shirts. Story 11. Speak for yourself. I'm rocking a Dumbbells and Dragons tank top, or a small "You Are Lift You Must" Yoda shirt. Cool lifting shirts do exist. You just have to look online. I buy most of my stuff off Amazon. Story 12. When I was playing football, the offensive line would all pitch in and design a funny shirt for the year. One year we got muscle shirts with "Sun's Out, Guts Out." My favorite saying was, "We take the S out of fast." Story 13. I tried to shop locally for a jacket once instead of going to a mall or a chain store. There was only one store that I could find that didn't have exclusively women's clothes, and it was a store that was catered to men. Of course, they barely had any clothes. Story 14. Definitely check out some of the online stores targeted at gay men, maybe in incognito mode unless you want to confuse your algorithms. They have some wild fun clothing. Story 15. We have to settle for graphic tees that say "Freak," "Beast," or "Warrior" on them. I'm just here so I can justify eating 2 burgers later. Give me a shirt for that. Story 16. Does this count? It's only one shirt, but maybe it's a start. Story 17. Bro, I know your feelings. In Germany, we have plenty of people wearing anime shirts with characters from Dragon Ball Z, One Punch Man, and Pokemon, something like this. Story 18. They exist. I have 2 tank tops in particular that I think are gym-appropriate, nerdy, and encouraging. One is a Magikarp evolving into Gyarados saying "No pain, no gain." The other is a gray muscle tank with Night Solaire lifting a loaded barbell over his head. He used to say, "Praise the gym," but that rubbed off. Edit. I also have some socks about fitness taco in my mouth. Story 19. Dom creates some really funny tops for gym wear and other activities. They're kind of expensive, but I bought a couple for my cousins who work out regularly, and they always enjoy wearing them. Story 20. I once saw a guy at the gym wearing a muscle shirt. It had a picture of muscular Jesus on it, holding a protein shake bottle, and it said, "Hallowed be thy gains." It was one of the best gym shirts I ever saw. I bought one online that night. Story 21. I just wear all black shorts and a rash guard that are not too tight or too loose, showing off my chest and arms but not too tight on my stomach because I don't have a six-pack nor a fat gut. Just flat. Shorts are not oversized or too tight. Black socks and different color Vans shoes. It's always the same style but different brands. Story 22. I see lots of them all over, including at the gym. Even Walmarts have rows of t-shirt bins with funny sayings in the men's section. My favorite all-time shirt slogan is genderless. I am a nuclear engineer. If you see me running, you had better be ahead of me. Story 23. My 5-year-old son thinks exercise? I thought you said extra fries. Is the funniest joke on the planet. I can always get a full-on laughing fit from him with that. I need that shirt. Story 24. If you look online, you will find those for sure. We know already that guys do not have clothing as fun and varied as women do, so we just have to search a bit more for it. Story 25. I am seriously disturbed by this post. I do not think that anyone, whether man, woman, or child, should ever need an article of clothing to display their sense of humor, ideologies, or perspective in any way. Not to mention being a billboard for whatever clever company spent enough money on advertising to get you to buy their clothing. If you want to express yourself, speak. Why do we need our t-shirts to do the talking for us? I do not get it. Story 26. Are you going to a gym to work out or to look cute? If you want to look cute, go to a mall or club. If you want to work out, go to a gym. You can wear boxers or a G-string for all I care. Story 27. One of my buddies, who was a professional mountain bike rider, used to go to the gym in a cut-off Joe Camel t-shirt. I thought it was pretty funny because the guy had ridiculously good cardiovascular fitness. Story 28. I have a pair of running shorts that look like jorts if anyone is interested. Story 29. Holy yes. I was just looking for a new workout shirt and wanted something kind of fun, but I just couldn't find anything. Even the generic clothes from Gymshark are so much more interesting for women with different color cutouts and stuff. Story 30. I saw a person at my work that came in with a shirt that said, "Yeah, I'm into fitness. Fitness taco in my mouth." And this person was a man, so I assumed they make them. I wasn't allowed to laugh when said person was in my presence. But once they left, my coworker and I cackled hard. Story 31. I wear crop tops a few days a week when I go to the gym that my friend's girlfriend cut. I love it. And I actually get a lot of compliments on them. Also, a lot of stares like people are trying to figure out if I am gay or not. But forget it, it is 2020. Straight men can wear crop tops too. I also got my roommate to start wearing them too. Now I have started wearing them when I go out for errands. Story 32. We are right here, and we are ready to work with you on an exercise plan. Oh, you didn't mean it that way. Well, just remember, don't skip leg day and reach out if you want to work on your glutes. Story 33. Believe it or not, most men are content with the clothing that's offered and would never wear stuff like that voluntarily. The Reddit male demographic isn't a good representation of the average guy. I know I started thinking shirts with graphics and funny sayings were cringy in my late teens, and it would be a turn-off for a woman to wear them as well. Story 34. I hear you all about men's clothing being boring and dull. There is a store that makes really colorful clothes for men, almost outrageous. Fashion Nova has some stuff you might all be looking at, and it's pretty inexpensive. Plus, you can look at the curvy Latina models in the women's section. No, I am not sponsored by Fashion Nova. Story 35. Looks like there is a gap in the market. Better bring the proposal to one of those shows where they invest money in your idea in exchange for ownership. Story 36. Omar Isif has a clothing brand with some funny shirts. I haven't purchased any, but some make me laugh. Like, this is your body on creatine, and diet starts never. It looks to be mostly t-shirts and stringers, though. Story 37. I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods as the lead footwear guy a few years ago, and it always bothered me that men never had a variety in the color for shorts, especially the running shorts right next to the running shoes. They were always black, blue, gray, or white. But the women's section had all different types of color combinations. I was honestly jealous. Story 38. I swear the fashion industry has it out for everyone. Women get the cute clothes with no pockets. Men get the boring clothes with pockets. I just want everyone to have cute clothes with pockets. Is that so much to ask for? Story 39. Massonomics has a bunch of fun lifting apparel. Story 40. Donuts and deadlifts Tango Charlie apparel. Story 41. Dude, just go to Walmart and buy the most ridiculous shirts you can find and cut them up. Go to the thrift store and do the same. Cutoffs are the superior workout equipment anyway. Story 42. For anybody who likes anime, just Scion Gear has really sick quality gym gear in the styles of shows like Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia, Digimon, Demon Slayer, Naruto, and more. If you don't like anime, their sibling company Auden Athletics has really sick quality gym gear as well. I'm not a shill, just a fan who wants to look like Vegeta when I'm lifting. Story 43. They're there. Literally, the exact same shirts are available in men's. If you're noticing a gap in the market, that's what business people are made for. Story 44. Sometimes I wish I was a girl just for the clothes. I get so jealous of all the options, especially with shirts. Guys get t-shirts, v-necks, Henleys, and button-downs. That's it. Story 45. My personal opinion, but I never wear graphic t-shirts. Usually, I wear a plain Under Armour shirt or another t-shirt with a small logo. Roots of Fight has some great stuff. Check them out. Story 46. I got some cool tank tops a couple of years ago, but since then I've pretty much only seen the boring monocolor tops like you're referring to. It's really absurd how difficult it is to find good, funny, or interesting shirts. I'm almost to the point of figuring out how to design my own. Story 47. So basically, you do not know how to use the internet. There are literally hundreds, probably thousands, of t-shirt companies making tons of stuff for anything. I cannot even with this question. Story 48. That bro science guy has pretty cool gear. Story 49. I sometimes wish I was a girl because I feel girls have so many more options for outfits. Though if you want shirts with funny sayings, I bet you could find quite a few online. In person, I haven't seen it much. Last time was at Kohl's like 9 years ago. Laugh out loud. Story 50. I bought my brother-in-law, he's a personal trainer. One sold by Arnold Schwarzenegger that had a picture of him on the front and it says, "Come with me if you want to lift." I also received one that has writing show up on it when it gets sweaty that says, "You can go home now," when the front is drenched. And look at the Project Rock range from Under Armour, they have some good ones. Story 51. I think you guys should normalize wearing cut crop tops like Bill wears in Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventure. Not even joking, that was a great look and I think more guys need to feel comfortable rocking a crop every now and then. It would be perfect for the gym. I wanted to point out I know it's hard to normalize these sorts of things without a large amount of ridicule from certain parts of the community. There can be a lot of bullying over things like that, and I'm sorry that's a huge problem to this day. Story 52. I haven't worn female clothing in a long time because I think men look ridiculous in a skirt after 35, but I would break that rule for a shirt that says, "Donut worry." Story 53. The price for having pockets, laugh out loud. Damn right, you guys aren't getting one cute shirt until we get our pockets. Side note, I think you guys would look cute in shirts like that, laugh out loud. Story 54. Can't relate. I have a tank that says, Teddy Swolsevelt with a picture of the bull moose posing front and center. Got my buddy a matching one that says, George washing guns. Story 55. If you have some extra cash, check out the men's section at Lululemon. I finally got some shirts that don't chafe my nipples until they bleed. and they make your arms look really good no matter what shape you're in. $60 Canadian a shirt, but worth every penny. They wash up well and don't get that Under Armour or Nike stink to them. Story 56. I mean, you can wear those same tops if you want to. The only difference you have to worry about is shoulder length, but if you get a tank top or go a size up, it doesn't really make a difference.